I'm going to start with 3 springs today. I've got 4 springs on my reformer. I'm going to start with my heels on the bar. I'm going to drop my arms to the side, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Okay, so you want to think about alignment in Pilates world. Take your rib cage right here, and I want you to gently press down, and I want you to gently pull your belly in nice and tight. All right, so that'll feel awkward in the beginning. You'll get used to it. Arms to the side, press all the way back, straighten the legs, flex the feet, and then just come right back in. All right, so all we're going to do is take 1 breath back and 1 breath in. Okay, now depending on who your instructor is, you're going to hear all sorts of different stuff in regards to breathing pattern, and that tends to stress out the new clients. So I'm just going to tell you to breathe. Don't hold your breath, okay? So we're going to take just a few more here, just to get comfortable with sliding back and coming back in. You'll hear the instructor say, return the carriage into the starting position. This is your starting position, and this is called the carriage. All right, last one. All right, so we'll try something different on the footwork today. Put your toes on the bar, put your high-heeled shoes on, and push straight back. All right, and again, we're still thinking about the form here, drawing down through the rib cage, pulling the belly in, roll those shoulder blades back and down. I want you to bend one knee, drop the other heel underneath, and feel a big giant stretch on your calves, and then just switch sides. Right? So this is called running, or this is called prancing. You don't need to know the names. I'm just letting you know what your instructor might be calling it. I know this is all overwhelming in the beginning when you first start out with Pilates. That's why I think a home unit is a great idea. Okay, you can practice in the privacy of your home, get to learn the lingo, etc. Go 3 more, 2 more, and last one. All right. Come all the way back in. So a lot of stuff you can do in the beginning of class will start on your heels or on your toes. Your heels might start wide. We might go into external rotation, which means your knees will go slightly out. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can do footwork. We're just going for the basic one today. All right, 1 more to go, just so that you can see a variation of what footwork might look like. So we'll put the heels back on the bar, right leg up in the air, flex the foot. I want you to push all the way back, lower the leg, lift the leg, and come back in. All right? So one of the principles of Pilates is called coordination. So this would be one of your coordinated moves where you push back, and you lower, and you lift, and you come back in. Let's take 2 more. So I'm really reaching through that upper heel. So stop right here for a moment and take a look at your form. If your knee's bent like that, I want you to reach through your heel, really stretch that hamstring out. Okay? So let's take 1 more. Push back. Lower and lift. That's why we're flexing the foot. We're trying to get that hamstring working and stretched. And come back in. Switch legs. So you might notice that one leg straightens more than the other leg. So you might have one hamstring that's tighter than the other. That's okay. That's the great thing, is you'll get a lot of awareness into your body on this machine. You'll see what sort of things you might want to work on or improve upon. Let's take 2 more on this side. And we'll take the last one. All right, good job. All right, let's move on to another basics in reformer world. So what I'm going to have you do is come all the way up. I'm going to have you put all your springs on, okay? All your springs. So again, you might have 4 springs, you might have 5 springs. Just depends on what machine you have. This one has 4. Roll all the way back down. Put your heels back on the bar. So a lot of moving on this equipment. If you're taking a group class, just follow along with everyone else. Don't feel intimidated. It's all good. Okay, heels on the bar, feet are hip width apart, toes straight ahead, knees straight ahead. It's all about that nice, beautiful form. I want you to tuck your tailbone under slightly, pull your belly in, and curl your hips all the way up. This is called bridging. Okay, so here's where I want to be at the end of the movement. Shoulders, hips, and knees all in one straight, beautiful line. Okay? Pressing your glutes all the way up. So squeeze those glutes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, roll back down. All right? Now, here's what happens when you're new to Pilates. You might get a cramp in your hamstring doing that. It's totally normal. Don't get stressed. It's just what happens. All right? All right. And it will go away, I promise. All right. So we're going to curl right back up. Bridge number 2. Again, watching that form. Press the hips all the way up. And then rolling down. 1 vertebrae at a time. All right, curl back up. So here's what I want you to feel as you're curling down. I want you to feel your upper back, and then your middle back, and then your low back, And then your butt, glutes, come down last, okay? It's called spine articulation in Pilates world. And you're doing the opposite on the roll all the way up. All right? And this is your last one. Roll, roll, roll back down. You got it. Easy peasy. Let's add on. Right leg up in the air. Same thing. Curl up. One vertebrae at a time. This gets a little trickier. And then roll back down. Okay, let's just go one more on this side. Now you're going to do a lot more than just 2 on each side in a regular class, but because we are doing smaller educational videos for you being brand new, we're just going to do a few on each side. Switch legs, curl it up. And again, we're focusing on rolling down with control and precision, one vertebrae at a time. And last one, roll it up. And then roll yourself back down. Good job, guys. All right, drop the feet to the side, roll back up. I'm going to teach you 2 more things today. So what I want you to do is take your springs and I want you to change them, remove 2 of them or 3, again, depending on how many you have on your machine. I want you to have 2. Okay, if you have different colors, I want the 2 heaviest colors. And again, if they're all the same color, then just pick 2, roll back down. Go ahead and grab these bad boys. So you saw on the setting up of your reformer, these are called your straps. You've got foot straps and you've got hand straps. The hand straps are always the smaller ones. The foot straps are the big ones. So when the instructor in your class says to put your feet in the straps, she's talking about the long ones. So here's what we're going to do. Put your feet through the strap right in the center here. There we go. It's a little awkward the first couple times. Remember, everything in Pilates is a little bit awkward in the beginning. So we're going to point our toes here. And then what I want to teach you is what a Pilates V is. Okay, so for those of you who have taken a dance class when you were a kid, you knew that little first position. It sort of looks like that, okay? So you're going to roll out through the hips. You're going to glue your heels together. Your toes are going to be 2 inches apart. Now the idea is I want those heels to stay glued the entire time. Don't let them peel apart. Okay, so take a look at those heels, squeeze them together, squeeze your inner thighs together, and just lower your legs down. This is not going to be heavy. Okay, we're just practicing. Remember, Reformer 101. Lower and lift. Now also remember, in Pilates world, everything is not about heavy or light springs, okay? We're really trying to get the body to do the work, not necessarily the springs. Let's take just 2 more. So what's one of the goals on this? Keeping the legs straight, keeping those abs in nice and tight. Last one. And then from here, we're going to move into what's called leg circles. So you're going to lower your legs down. Now stop here for a moment. Press down through that rib cage again, okay? So take a look here. I'm going to stick my arms out to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. You don't want to have a big arch like that in your back. If that's happening, go ahead and flatten that back a little bit. And that's when we say press the rib cage down. That's all we mean. So I want you to lower your legs down, take them around, take a little circle, and then bring them back up. Okay, these are called leg circles. These are a fan favorite for most people. If you don't do them in class, they get upset. Last one. Legs are straight. Now reverse the circle. Okay, out to the side, around and up. Checking in with my form. Making sure my belly's not getting lazy. It's still working nice and hard, pulling in nice and tight. Legs are totally straight. We've got 2 more. And we've got the last one. All right, good job. Go ahead and bend your legs here. Flex your feet. Take your right leg and push it straight out. And then come back in. Okay, out and in. Now remember, I'm not playing music in any of my videos. Why? Because you may not like my music. So what I want you to do is put your own music on in your house, blast it loud, put your earbuds in, do what you've got to do, and then follow along here with what I'm doing, picking up on the different cues and all that good stuff. You'll have a much better time with your workout. Okay? In my classes, of course, I'm playing music. But here at your home, it's your workout. Let's go 2 more, guys. And last one. All right, finish up in a 90-degree angle. This is called tabletop. So if you don't know what tabletop means, I want you to think about your hips and your knees stacked on top of each other. and your knees and your ankles straight ahead, okay? Meaning if I put something on my shins right now, like a glass of orange juice, something, glass of water, it wouldn't tip over, okay? It would be nice and flat like a table, hence the word tabletop. All right, bend your legs, take your feet out of the straps, drop your feet. Now what I want you to do is grab those handles. Remember, the small handles are for your hands. So I'll show you just one more move with the straps. Take your legs straight up in the air. Okay, take the feet in Pilates V. Remember, we already learned that. Heels together, toes 2 inches apart. Now my fingertips are straight above my shoulders, okay? And fingers are pointing straight up like so. So you don't want to grip these bad boys. I want your fingers straight up. From here, all I want you to do is pull your arms down to get comfortable with the straps and then bring your arms back up, stopping when they're right above your shoulders, meaning you don't want them back here. See how you heard a little click in the front of my machine? That sort of told me I went too far. There should be a little bit of tension as you get started. You're going to pull your arms down and up. Now we're going to add the fun stuff. I want you to take your arms to the front. I want you to curl up. I want you to take your chin to your chest, and I want you to look at your belly right now, okay? You see your belly? What I want the belly to be doing is pulling in nice and tight. Okay, reach those fingertips long, long, long. Reach your arms forward like you're trying to grab the front of the reformer, okay? And then curl right back down. All right, curl it up and hold chin to the chest, eyeballs on that belly. The other thing I want you to think about is look at your shoulders in the mirror. You don't want your shoulders here. You want to be looking up at the sky because, one, you won't get any ab work, and two, your neck will hurt, okay? So curl up, curl up, curl up. Think about if you were wearing a heart rate monitor or a bra strap, okay? That's what you're curling up all the way to, so that your shoulders are off the mat completely, and then curl back down. All right, let's take 2 more. Curl it up, chin to the chest, reaching long, reach, reach, reach. Okay, curl back down. And the last one, you're going to curl up, holding, holding, holding. And then you're going to curl back down. All right, nice job. Put those straps away. So put them back on the shoulder pads here. These are called your shoulder pads. This is your headrest. That's what you're lying on. All right, go ahead and curl all the way up. Let's change the spring load. Okay, we're going to just go one light spring here. Okay, one spring or one light, depending on what machine you're on. All right, here's what I want you to do. Right leg in front, left leg in back. Looks like this. It's called mermaid. Hands on the bar. Reach this arm away from the front of the machine. Reach it up, reach it over, and hold that stretch. Okay, so what I want you to do is look at your arm, okay? If it's doing this, I want you to really try to get it nice and straight. Reach, 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 but try not to let the shoulder drive up toward your ear. I want the shoulder to press down toward your hips. Get your arm as straight as you can. Drop the other shoulder away from your ears, and then come back up. All right, so again, a lot of weird little form pieces you have to think about. Reach away. Reach up and over, try to get the elbows straight and push the shoulders away from the ears. Okay, one more thing. Take the left glute, push it down into the machine. So the idea is I want to feel a giant stretch right here. Okay, so feel that stretch, come all the way up. And we've got just one more to go. Reach up and over, shoulder blades press down. Try to get your elbows straight. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And then come back up. All right, so flip around to the other side. I'm not going to do that because the camera is in front of me, but if I were, my left leg would be in front this time and my right leg in back. So go ahead and flip around, put your left hand on the bar. I'll pretend I flipped. Reach all the way up and over. Come all the way up. Abs tight. Reach it up and over. Last one. Reach it up and over. Hold, 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 hold. And with those fingers, I want you to smack that subscribe button for your next video. Thank you for coming to Intro Reformer. I hope you enjoyed your first workout.